successfully navigating chaos. Immediately, everyone sat, and Dot distributed the cones. Malia also remembered a time, around the same point, when boogers were enough to trigger a meltdown, when a gig like this would have driven her and her friends over the edge. But now, they could watch 4 children and actually enjoy doing it. As the small ones devoured their ice cream, Malia craned her neck to peer over the chain-link fence, trying to catch a glimpse of the neighbors. The house next door was small and blue, with a gray shingled roof and some spindly evergreen trees dotting the backyard. To most anyone, it looked like a regular old house. But to Malia, it was a place of endless wonder. It wasn't the home itself that was magical, but the people who lived there, particularly one Connor Kelly, a.k.a. the only boy worth loving. That house was the place where he woke up each morning and played video games and ate waffles. Connor's jeans, the very same jeans he casually stuck his hands in the pockets of, were somewhere inside, along with his backpack and his t-shirts and his bike and his toothbrush. The toothbrush that touched his beautiful smile. Malia shivered. It was almost too much to handle. "Any sightings?" asked Dot. "Not yet," said Malia, but there was still hope. For years, Malia had watched Connor float through the halls of Playa Del Mar's public school system the same way her older sister watched the shoe sales at the local mall, with a laser focus. But now, thanks to the Gregory gig, the unthinkable had happened. Malia could observe him in his natural habitat. That is, if he ever came outside. "Mom!" yelled the Gregory twins at the sound of a car in the driveway. Mrs. Gregory appeared at the gate, where a peaceful, controlled scene awaited her. This was the magic of babysitting. By this point, Jonah's accident seemed like a distant memory. Any traces of sugar had been discarded. This was a skill they had learned over time, the ways of the artful cleanup. In the early days, the parents might return home to find their children spinning wildly like sugar-addled tops. But today, all Mrs. Gregory saw were the smiling faces of her 4 beloved children and the 3 somewhat older children who had kept them alive and relatively happy for the last few hours. "I'll definitely be calling you again soon," said Mrs. Gregory as she counted out a stack of crisp bills. "My sister invited me to a luncheon next weekend, and we'll need someone to watch the kids." "Of course," Malia said. "We love to," Bree added, nodding so vigorously that her dangling iridescent gemstone earrings twinkled in the light. As the girls started down the driveway, Malia saw something from the corner of her eye. It was orange. It was moving. Oh my God! It was him. The orange blob was none other than Connor Kelly, sauntering down his front lawn. The only thing standing between them was the Gregory's chain-link fence and about a stratosphere's worth of middle school politics, but really, who was counting? Malia couldn't breathe. Her excitement level was like she'd seen a pop star and a movie star and a YouTube star and an actual star from the sky, all at the same time. "Hi," Malia said, so softly she barely heard it herself. It reminded her of how sometimes, when she ordered at the school cafeteria, some boy would place his order at the exact same moment as she did, but speak way louder, and no one would hear her voice. "Hi?" Malia squeaked a little louder. Connor didn't seem to notice. "Hi!" Malia said, at a volume that was unfortunately loud. This time Connor looked up. "Oh, hey," he said, brushing his floppy hair off his forehead. A bird chirped. Malia swore the sun began to shine a little brighter